Namaste, Jai Bharat. Pakistan had been bombing their own people, some in Balochistan and this time it is in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Just imagine a nation sending fighter aircraft with bombers to bomb their own population. Because, the Pakistan is a divided nation, divided right from the very inception and or much before the inception. People in Pakistan claim that they call him as Qaid-e-Azam, but he is Muhammad Ali Jinnah from Gujarat, Junagadh. For us, he actually did not want, he was not in support of the so-called two-nation theory. Actually, Jinnah's ideas were to keep Muslims in Bharat only. He did not aspire for a separate Muslim nation, but he aspired for something even more dangerous to Bharat, that is, keep Muslims in Bharat with him and get maximum reservations for them. Reservations in parliament, reservations everywhere for the Muslim population. And then he would have claimed that I avoided a partition. But his vision was long. He wanted Muslims to benefit and he wanted Muslims to flourish, and he also calculated something very clearly, very correctly, that in time the population of Muslims will increase like very fast, and the Hindus don't multiply to that extent. So in time Bharat will turn into an Islamic nation. This is what he had already calculated. But unfortunately for him, unfortunately for us, the Muslim leadership of those times were very emotionally entangled with the religion of Islam, because they thought that's the best thing for people to do and they are the right people. All kinds of such thoughts get built into their psyche right from childhood. So they really were desperately wanting for a separate nation. So it resulted this way. So one other thing that Jinnah was afraid of, rather, really he knew that these people are not going to stay together. The only thing which united them, at least then, was so-called religion. But then the religion is not a unifying factor. Though Muhammad Iqbal, who was a PhD in philosophy, he was supposed to be a philosopher, had exclaimed that Islam is a unity and Islam is a polity in one of the presidential addresses, which got published in Time. Comes to some 22 pages, if I'm right. So he believed that Islam is a unity, but then in our experience of history, we never find Islam as a unity. Islam as a divisive forces, we have plenty of examples. They find differences and then distance themselves from the other, because fundamentally they have the concept of the other, the kafir or kufr, who has to be destroyed. Now they are distancing. The other concept is also explosive in the sense that they intend to destroy the other, because they were initiated into that kind of a mental makeup. The others are to be destroyed. They are infidels, kafirs, and all kinds of things. So apart from that, they have many other once you are already into an epistemology of difference, which is obviously the one that leads to contradiction, then they will find differences between Punjabis and Baluchis and Multanis and Pathans and all such peoples. They will draw differences, and of course these differences will take them to what is called as infinite regress, which is never ending. This Jinnah knew, but in spite of the fact, Pakistan was formed and somehow had been coexisting, actually not coexisting, a makeshift understanding through maintenance military power, etc., etc., etc. For some days it was really Paki, that means pure area, pure place, Pakistan, but then that did not functionally succeed, and also structurally it fails. Now the Pathans, the problem is that in time the Punjabis evolved into more stronger group among these people, among the Pathans, among the Baluchis, among the Multanis, and among all others. The Punjabis evolved more powerful. Kashmiris also. Punjabis evolved more powerful, and they started bullying. In time, there evolved a structural difference between original Punjabis and this parted Punjabis, that's Pakistani Punjabis. And the structural difference is that Punjabis, original Punjabis who are from Bharat, are very hard-working and honest people, and these people got themselves into a habit of not working and doing all kinds of fraudulence to offer an existence without working. So, and then they started bullying, and this had been going on. So that had destroyed the structure of Pakistan, and the bullying among them had gone to that extent that in every field in Pakistan, it is Punjabi domination. You don't find anyone else except Punjabis. You'll take there any institutions in the Pakistani society, you will find only Punjabis and none else. So the difference turns into hatred, etc. And in time, Baluchis, who have a very valid reasons to ask for a separate country, were fighting, and the Pathans, of course, can't see eye to eye, especially after Pakistan has ousted Pathans from Pakistan to Afghanistan for all kinds of reasons, and they were actually asking for the independence, and there were movements, there were armed resistance, and all those things. Now Pakistan has very cleanly bombed them, thinking that they can contain, but both the people can't be contained in that manner. The only possible thing is that they take them into confidence, which Pakistan fails, and they cannot, because they themselves hate these people. So this is actually a big human right violation if you think in those terms. I don't want to think in the European concept of human rights and human rights violation, because they keep talking about all those things. So this is it. Pakistan has bombed their own people. It is unfortunate, and let no one be happy that there is this thing internal, because it's people who are dying. We shall meet again. Namaste. Jai Bharat, Jai Sri Ram.